The federal government may be in another round of murky waters following the ongoing debacle with Process and Industrial Development Limited with a security payment of 72 billion naira if the country seeks to appeal. Justice Christopher Butcher of the Commercial Court in London on Thursday granted Nigeria's request to stay of execution of the enforcement of the $9.6 billion arbitral award pending the federal government's appeal. However, that can only happen until the federal government pays a $250,000 cost awarded by the United Kingdom court. The firm said the $250,000 security payment must be paid to it by Nigeria within 14 days or the Irish firm will seize Nigeria's asset. However, granting the stay conditionally, the judge ordered Nigeria to make a $200 million security payment into its account within 60 days. The court also granted Nigeria's request for a leave to file the appeal in respect of the $9.6 billion arbitral award.
Policy somersaults are never good for a country. It shows inconsistency in government policy. It shatters investor confidence. It affects us in international risk assessments. And whenever you're doing all these foreign direct investment deals, you have the various risk assessments that you do. You do your human rights, international human rights risk assessments. Are they going to be in compliance with business and human rights regulations? And then you also do the political risk assessments, and you realize, if I would refresh your memory, when Nigeria was liberalizing the communication sector, and MTN, chose to ride the bull because we had negative risk assessment against us, and that was why Vodacom didn't come in. Vodacom is a bigger company in South Africa, if you remember, much bigger than MTN. So the risk assessment then was, hey, this is a country that is just emerging from military rule. They went back as far back as 1976 to quote how Nigeria nationalized British Petroleum and all that and say, these guys cannot be trusted.
Meanwhile, the federal government on Thursday welcomed the decision of the British court that granted Nigeria's request for a stay execution of the $9.6 billion judgment it delivered in favor of Process and Industrial Development in August this year. The Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, had said the conviction of the two firms was a judicial proof that the GSPA was fraudulent. According to Malami, the government will study the court rulings, exercise the right of appeal, and consider the legal options available at our disposal as it relates to the payment of $200 million in view of the 60 days window stipulated by the court. End of quote. As it stands, Nigerian government will now have to put its money where its mouth is if it wants to avoid immediate siege of assets. For now, the race is on to beat the 60 days deadline or more trouble for the country. Rootstv Nigeria.